everybody? Welcome back to Red River Aviation. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. And today I have a channel update for you guys. With school starting and everything, already going through a couple days, I know that there's a lot I need to talk about with you guys. And also there was a couple things I've always wanted to talk about that never really got to in a video at some point. So I have quite a few topics to talk about today for the channel. If you're wondering why I'm wearing shades, it's because that is a bright sun, and if I do this, I don't want to squint too bad, so might as well bring out the shades for this video. I mean, I think they look decent. But anyways, yeah, beautiful lighting for this little channel update. I haven't been on front of the camera since, well, the Psycho AV video, I'm not going to count that because that wasn't necessarily a channel update, which we'll discuss that shortly. But the last channel update was in the summer 2018, over a year ago now. That video really began it all, to say the least. I'm still really proud of that video. But anyways, we're going to get started very shortly. But if you guys are excited for today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And with all that being said, we're going to get started. So to begin with, I'm going to start with the elaboration on my school this year. I am in 10th grade. I am a sophomore here at my school. And to say the least, I did not expect it to be, well, for the first couple days, and homework's going to tack on with it, I did not expect to be as busy as I am. To go along with that, I do have some extracurricular activities that some of you guys may not be aware of. I'm part of the football team, and I'm also part of the band, which leads to having practices for both of those during the day. Mainly it's the football side of things where life gets really busy and it's very difficult to be able to task up and keep up with all my aviation stuff here with the YouTube channel and also the Instagram page, which we'll talk about the Instagram later, but we're mainly going to stick with the YouTube side of things right now. To say the least, over the summer 2019, we did amazing. We grew somewhere around the at least pretty close to 200 subscribers probably. We accumulated probably 10,000 views. I mean, we did a lot. I took multiple trips. I went on a big spotting trip to Dallas-Fort Worth. I went to Rochester, Minnesota, and great spotting in Minneapolis, St. Paul. I got some Oklahoma City spotting, and I got some more Dallas-Fort Worth and Nashville, Tennessee spotting also. To say the least, those trips were very remarkable. I did not expect, especially the first Dallas-Fort Worth trip, I did not expect all those to go as well as they did. Once again, the Minneapolis trip wasn't even scheduled till a week before, and that was very awesome to see that I was able to go make the most of that and also get to see a lot of new things. I never have seen a Delta hub really. Los Angeles kind of counts, but I mean, I haven't seen a Delta hub in a long time, so it's really cool that I finally got to do that. Also to go along with getting to see the other things such as more American Airlines, more MD-80s, things along the lines of that. I was very happy with how that all turned out, and that's still getting shared. We'll talk about the trip reports right after we talk about the airport update side of things. We're going to go airport by airport here so I can tell you guys what all to expect for the upcoming school year. I'll start, I'll mainly outline till the end of the year, December, because the first semester is where everything's really going to be hard. I'll kind of bring back school into this. So school was really, to say the least, it's going to be difficult. I did not anticipate having near 11-hour days ahead of me every day, and then to come back and film 2 videos a week. It's going to be difficult. So this is how I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to keep uploading Monday and Friday. And there will be some, this video I want to say hopefully I get it edited and it's out on Sunday, August 18th, but it may come out on Monday. I don't know, I can't confirm that. However, to say the least, I have quite a few videos still in store and still ready to go. So I'm going to give you guys a brief rundown in the next couple weeks. I always do it in the airport updates, so make sure to tune on those. I do not in trip reports, but in the airport updates I do. So make sure to tune into those. If you're always, I'm going to start with still going to elaborate on both sides of the spectrum pretty much for what my content's based. So my content is based around model airplanes and in real life aviation stuff, and there's always the one-off videos, etc., things like that. I'm going to start with the Gemini Jets model airplane side of things in this portion of the video. So to begin with, airports. We are going to start with that. We'll get to reviews and all that right after this. We're going to start with the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. This series has been going for technically 2 years, but it was the very first airport I did on this channel. I did a couple updates, 2017, did a few, started getting consistent mid-2018, and every month in 2019 I made an update for this airport. It has 17 now, which that video came out last Friday, so if you'd like to check it out, you're more than welcome to. This airport is by far my favorite. It's the biggest, it's the most interesting, it has the most variety, it's the most liked by you guys, it's the most exciting, you know, it has all that to it, and plus it's probably my favorite airport. I have a lot of favorites, but it's probably actually my favorite. So to go on, we had August's update. September will be the MD-80 farewell. That will be coming out early September. October will have its update. November, December. So that airport will be, it's the primary focus to have that out. That's the #1 airport that will always be here, is Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport update. I don't have any intentions of cutting any airports at the moment. I'll talk about the next airport, which will be Albuquerque, as I kind of follow them in line as how they were introduced. Tulsa, once again, was a one-off back in 2017, but it did make its return in 2018. But I'm not going to count that because that was a one-off update. It wasn't supposed to be there as a series until it'll be the next airport. Albuquerque International Airport. Unfortunately, the variety isn't near what it is at DFW. However, the views are still good, and I enjoy making it. It's not, you know, I can't do too much more since that corner is limited. I do want to maybe get an expansion, add a runway, something like that. However, that airport is still fun to do. I'm still getting models for it. I actually got a new model for it, so you'll see that probably sometime next month. But August is already halfway over, so put that into perspective. Wow, it doesn't even feel like I've done most of the airports already this month, but yeah, there's still a lot to that. Hopefully I can add more to it. However, Albuquerque, I don't have massive plans for it just changing or turning into a different airport along the lines of that. So Albuquerque, don't expect too much more besides more consistency, hopefully a couple new models and things along the lines like that. Next up, Tulsa International Airport. Like we just talked about, there was a one-off 2017, and then it came back late 2018 and it's been running ever since. I want to say we're on the, I want to say it was the 10th update or so. We're somewhere in the double digits probably by now. Tulsa, originally my original plan was to have 2 boards for it, the runway and the terminal. We only ended up doing the terminal for it, and I think that's where we're going to stay. The airport's pretty much complete at this point. That board's going to double up with, actually I have another project to talk about that I've talked about a couple other times in a few of the airport updates, but I'll elaborate on it to a more brief extent right after the Storyline Airport, which will be after Pensacola, which we're at Tulsa right now. But once again, that board will be used for something else. The airport, I think it's great. I love making updates for it. There's always usually something happening. So it's small, but it's my local airport, and I think it's still awesome to do it. So you guys like it seems. So that airport is here to stay. Hopefully new routes and new airlines, something happens, because I would definitely like it here. Pensacola International Airport. This is the airport that I will say I personally least like. There's not much variety and things get old fairly fast. We're already on the 7th update, I believe. It's been running since February 2019. And I can say that I'm honestly kind of disappointed with how lackluster the variety and how interesting I can make it. I don't know what more I can do. I did have a runway portion until the board messed up, so I discontinued that part of it. But I have the terminal portion. We still make updates for it. I'm really not sure what to do with it besides keep making updates for it. Hopefully something happens, because as of right now, my original intent when I made it was to make a small airport that I could get out quick, which in my opinion was somewhat of a dumb choice. However, I'm still glad I made it, and hopefully it doesn't get discontinued. I will take feedback on that airport in the description. If you guys want something to replace it more or less, or you guys really want to see something better, or make occasional updates like every 2 months or so for it, let me know. I'm definitely willing to negotiate that, because I can see it not being the most enjoyable airport to watch from your guys' side. The Storyline Airport, which began in April 2019, honestly one of my favorites. My biggest success, one of them for sure. I made the concept. There's going to be an awesome update coming out for that tomorrow, so make sure to be there, because It's going to be really cool. There's going to be a cut scene, and it's going to be really different from what you guys are used to. However, that airport's really evolved into something really cool. It gets you guys interacted, and it makes you guys determine the outcome, and it's not just another airport that I have to literally follow the rules. I can use my creativity and I can use your guys' opinions to make them into this awesome airport. And it's really emerged to be something that you guys have really liked. Even you guys have used it in your own styles, and I think that's awesome. Please give me credit if you do that, though. It was my idea. It's basically, you can call it a fictional airport with a twist, but once again, I call it Storyline Airport because that's literally what it is. But the next update for it's going to be awesome, so I hope you guys are there for it. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to get started working on it after I make this. And it's going to be running longer than I thought. This could be a half-hour deal, but I'm just trying to elaborate because I'm an elaborate person. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I love talking about things. I love getting my opinions out because sometimes in real life I don't get to do that. I don't have an opportunity to really share what I love. This is it. And it's just frustrating, and this is where I put it out to whoever wants to listen, and I really appreciate it, so thank you guys so much. But yeah, anyways, back to Storyline Airport update. 2 a month for that airport. We're progressing that fast. Next update's going to be awesome. It's coming out very shortly, and you guys are going to like it a lot. So yeah, that airport, it's awesome, and I don't have any intent of it going anywhere, that's for sure. If anything, it's going to be bigger than DFW one day, so let's keep that moving. And at one point, I will say that if I get everything in that airport, what I'm planning to do is if I can literally make that to where I have all my terminals used, I have no models left, by that point, I will discontinue it and restart a new Storyline Airport. So pretty much maybe with a new concept or something, I don't know, something to make it different from the original, or maybe a whole new series in general. But that's far down the road. This airport should make it, man, this airport's probably going to make it well past 2020. It'll probably make it to at least late 2020. But I love getting at least some sort of a storyline, fictional portion instead of just real life, to where I can have some creativity to it. I do have a creative side, and I think it's pretty gosh darn good. So the Storyline Airport update is here to stay. Next up, a new airport, not the main project, but this is still going to be a double deal. The board for Tulsa is very, very similar to Reno, Nevada's airport. Their terminal styles are very similar. Terminal A on Tulsa is slanted, but Reno's is straight. They're very similar, and they're similar enough to where I'm going to attempt to make a Reno airport series. I have the aircraft orientation for it, and I have enough to where I could definitely get it started. You know, if you guys like it, which it's going to be fairly interesting, it's definitely going to be different since this will only be my third airport. Southwest has a decent presence at it. I know I'm thinking Dallas for whatever reason, but I'm thinking the next airport because the next airport has more to do with Southwest. I'm not going to reveal it, of course, but this airport's going to be definitely really interesting because it's far out there. The routes are going to be a lot different, and there's just going to be more to it. But the board will make it to where it's going to be doable. So I'm going to start it, and if you guys want to keep it as a series, we'll vote. And if it stays, it'll be another airport, which is really convenient that it works like that. And it's just great that we are able to find a way to, most likely, I'm assuming you guys are going to like it, have two airports off one board. So I think that's awesome, and I'm really excited to get that started. That'll be towards the end of August. The next and final airport, which I know we spent a lot of time on this section, but this is a good chunk of the channel, is the new airport. It's a big project. I did get in touch with the Custom Airport Designs on Instagram if you've been following that with my other airports. That is not going to happen. I'm going to buy the parking garage off his website for part of it, which, yeah, I kind of spoiled a little bit of it, but there's going to be more than just the terminals. It's going to be a really cool airport. I'm not going to spoil much more of it besides, if you may have been on Instagram around a month ago, you may have some idea of what it might be, but it's going to be a pretty gosh darn cool airport. It's big, it has a lot to it, and it's a massive project. I have no clue when I'm going to even get close to, I'm not going to lie, I don't even know when I'm going to begin it. I haven't got started. I need to get some 2x4s, and I have the wood still I have enough to where I'm able to make it work. It's going to take a long time, especially the apron. That's going to take the longest. I'd like to have it done when I debut it. I don't want to debut it how I did Tulsa, but that was just because I really procrastinated that airport or the new board and everything. So I really want to show you guys something. But yeah, I think I'm finally ready to get started on it here pretty soon. So I'll keep you guys informed on that. I would say the initial update will be coming sometime late 2019. My goal is late October. I don't think that's going to happen, so hopefully in the proximity of November, December. If it leads in next year, it might, but I'm going forward with it, and I'm really excited to get into that. Now finally on to something besides Gemini Jets airports. Now we're going to talk about just the other Gemini Jets stuff real quick. So we already did the collection video. We did a retro DFW airport. There will be a massive unboxing number 3 coming sometime. It's going to be big. I still have like 9 models that I didn't get in the first, and whatever I decide to get for my birthday. So it'll be like 20 models probably. So it's going to be big. That will be coming sometime late September, and it will be something to brag about, to say the least. I already have some models. You've seen them fluctuate in, but every model that I've got since, I'm going to start reviewing them with whatever the new stuff I get, because I feel like it's only right to do that. I don't want to just do individual reviews, because I don't think that that's just going to be the funnest to watch. But if I do a massive, so where you guys can see some of the new models that are coming out and everything, I will confirm right now that there will be quite a few NG models in this massive unboxing. I'm really excited to get to that. That'll be closer towards the end of September, so I'll keep you guys informed. But birthday's coming up, so we'll talk about that at some point later on in this video. The next thing I want to talk about is onto the we're to real life aviation now. So I already covered all the Gemini stuff. I'll let you guys know if anything changes with that. On to real life, starting with the main portion, that's trip ports. As you guys have seen, Delta trip ports have been filing out a couple weeks at a time. They were 2 every other week, and then there was a 3-week break. This upcoming Friday will be the next trip port, Delta Embraer 175 from Minneapolis to Tulsa. And I will give you guys a schedule on the trip ports. Let me give out my calendar, because I feel like since that's set, there's no reason not to at this point. So I will give you guys the set schedule. So August 23rd will be the Delta Embraer 175 trip port from Minneapolis to Tulsa. That's a very good plane, and I will definitely really like to finish off that trip right. So hopefully you guys will be there for that. September 13th. These dates could change, by the way, if things, or September 6th is when this is going to be. Things could change. I will be very busy, and there will be chances that, for whatever reason, if I get sick or something crazy happens, it doesn't happen. But this is my tentative schedule for right now. So we're going to have another 2-week break, because I feel like it's only, there may be another 3-week break late September, but hopefully I'll have some things to fill with it. But anyways, September 6th will be the American Airlines McDonald's MD-83 from Tulsa to Dallas-Fort Worth. Really good flight. It has a lot of great footage to it, so I hope you guys are excited for that. First MD-80 in a long time, and unfortunately the third to last. September 20th will be the American Airlines Boeing 737-800 from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport to Nashville, Tennessee. That video is really good too. Yeah, there was a gate change and it was all chaotic, but the flight ended up being really good, so I hope you guys are excited for that trip report. Got a great thumbnail for it and everything, so I'll you guys, keep you guys more informed when we get closer to that. Following that, we will have just a 2-week break. On October 4th will be the American Airlines McDonald's MD-83, second to last MD-80 ever for me. Trip report from Nashville, Tennessee to Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. That flight was awesome. Lovely flight, and second to last. Crazy that we're already thinking that, but yeah, there's only 4 Fridays in October and September, 5 Mondays in September, and 4 in October. So yeah, those days kind of fall interesting, but anyways. October 18th will be the American Airlines McDonald's or Airbus E319 trip report from Dallas Fort Worth to Tulsa, very short flight, but very sweet, icing on the cake for that trip. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited for that. Now I'm contemplating whether I need feedback on this. I don't want to, but since it will be relevant and everything, I'm highly considering it. I am considering uploading the final revenue American Airlines McDonald's MD-83 or MD-80 flight into Tulsa from Dallas Fort Worth as soon as I can get it done. The reason is because it will be relevant, and I don't want it to sit for what will be 2 months waiting to get uploaded. If I do it how I want to, it would be uploaded November 15th. However, this is as you can tell by how I post pictures on Instagram and things along the lines of that, I always tend to definitely go in chronological order. This would be an exception. If you guys want to see it as soon as I can get it done, let me know. We could possibly get it out around September 13th possibly, and then I can leave that 8 through 19 trip port for the beginning of November, which will be the flight there. If I didn't, or that's kind of a trip announcement I'm waiting to do. Gosh, that is coming up. Yeah, probably next week sometime, like next Saturday or the 31st. Like one of the next 2 Saturdays, there'll be a trip announcement. But I already kind of told you guys, yes, I'm flying the last revenue MD-80 flight in Tulsa. That'll be my last ever American Airlines McDonald's MD-80. It's very exciting, but at the same time, it's going to be the right way to finish the era, to say the least. It's really sad, but I'm very excited to get this opportunity to go and everything, so I'm going to make the most of it. I'm going to just get you guys over a little because the light is like, oh, I didn't see that there's like that big pillar right there when I went over there. So yeah, there's going to be can I see my face? I hope I really can't, or maybe if I move there, I think you guys can see me, but the sun's literally in my eyes at this point, how low it is. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited for all that. Let me know what you guys want to see on let me know what you guys want to see on that. I would love to post in chronological order, but once again, I think it would do much better if I did it right as soon as I could. So let me know. I'm willing to do it as soon as I can, but yeah, I want to hear you guys' opinions on that. But yeah, that's pretty much trip reports. I have them no matter what. They're probably going to go into very early November, and I'm not anticipating flying again until probably next spring break or summer, so this will be it. Once again, I'm very sorry. I know we had the same trip port struggle last winter into spring, into July, nothing. I tried to separate them some, but I don't want them to drag too much, so that's why it's every 2 weeks. Hopefully it ends up working decently. I do have them for definitely next couple months though, so I hope you guys are excited for that. If you haven't watched any of them, there is 11 on the channel, from a Albuquerque trip, a Washington DC trip, and we're completing this Friday the the Rochester, Minnesota trip. So definitely go check those out if you'd like to, and also previous airport updates and all kinds of things on the channel. The next thing I want to talk about is the Psycho AV concept. If you did not know, I made a video of a fictional character named Psycho AV Geek that pretty much went insane over the Gemini Jets NG model situation that was really heavily discussed a couple weeks ago. In that video, in my opinion, in my view terms, you're gonna laugh at this, but went viral or whatever you want to call it. Did better than normal videos would. So definitely didn't go viral, but it got a lot of views, to say the least. So I'm planning to continue the skit series. It is a skit series where I pretty much just take my character and try to make people laugh by being unintelligent, just being dumb about things. Well, the Gemini Jets NG model video, the plan is for it to be more of a funny type deal to make you guys laugh, not necessarily what I did in that video, which was more honestly my opinion on the whole deal. But anyways, yes, I'm turning it into a series, if you did not know, due to the success and due to the concepts I have in my little head here. I have videos lined up. I was supposed to get a video out last Wednesday for it. Unfortunately, the weather did not cooperate. It's cooperating right now, but we're filming a channel update instead. Next video, I want to get it out next week. possibly film it tomorrow along with the storyline airport update. We'll see. Hopefully I get to it, but I'm tired of procrastinating it, and I will get it done when the weather and myself can both cooperate. Not much to say on it besides I do want it to be a long-term series on the channel. It's definitely different for our genre, but I think it's pretty gosh darn funny, and I think you guys definitely would like it. So I am keeping it a big part of what we're doing here. And the next thing I wanted to talk about is the rest of the YouTube, if there's anything else. So we covered all the model airplane stuff, we covered all the real life, and we covered Psycho Ape Geek. Those are the three main concepts. Or Psycho Ape Geek's kind of, it's kind of there, kind of not. But you know, you call it the big three if you want. The primary, in my opinion, the majority of the viewership is the model airplane stuff. I already talked about, and what falls in that category is airport updates and the reviews, collection updates, things along the lines like that, you know, all that stuff. In the real life aviation spotting, which I could make a couple more videos, we'll see. Trip ports, and you know, sometimes there's some things where I have an interesting build I'll talk about actually right now. I'm going to be making a Americanized McDonald's MDA tribute video. It's going to be all the pictures I've ever took of the plane, some takeoff and landing video stuff, kind of a brief history on the plane. It'll be definitely pretty in depth, and then my history and the reason why I love the plane to death and how amazing it is. That's going to come out following the retirement sometime in mid-September. I do not have a day. I would love to get it out on the 4th, which is the retirement date, but I can probably tell you right now there's a very slim chance that's going to happen. I'm not going to try to procrastinate this video, but by looking at how many pictures I got and how much time it's going to take to edit, it's definitely going to take some time. So bear with me on it. I'm going to work into that. So yeah. There's that. So I went over pretty much everything I want to go over. We'll move into the Instagram real quick. So the Instagram, once again, we're going through, we're posting pictures, of course. That's the main reason. That's the main purpose of the Instagram. Thank you guys once again for 11,000 followers. It means the world. But anyways, we are on the Charlotte 2018, August 2018 pictures right now. Once we get through with that, we're going to Washington, D.C. That'll probably take a solid 3 months, I'm assuming. Then we'll go to Dallas-Fort Worth. October 2018. We'll have a couple Tulsa pictures, then we'll move into this summer. So yeah, I know it's chronological order. Editing's, yeah, I'm so tired when I come home. I struggle to do it, but I edited a couple today, so hopefully I get moving farther with that quicker. Once again, make sure to go there for all updates and everything on the channel. I did not end up putting the questions in here because I did put it on my story where if you wanted to ask anything or feedback on the channel, you could definitely let me know, and I was going to address it, but I got it out late, so it's kind of my fault. But anyways, there was one question about from what I saw, voiceover trip ports. I originally thought about doing that with the beginning last summer or last fall, whatever you want to call it time-wise. I decided not to do it because of, mainly because it's not a common style. I don't know how you guys would love to hear me blasting into the microphone and then turning it down for a takeoff. It just doesn't, I don't know if that's what you guys wanted. I never really did a pull on it, but yeah, you know, I kind of like it just text. It's kind of just my preference. I will say though, I have plans on improving the trip ports coming up after this following trip port into the next round of trip ports. What I'm planning to do is I'm working on definitely transitions. That's my biggest deal. I can tell it's really choppy to watch. So I'm working on transitions going forward. Possibly looking into more presence of a background beat. I'm not trying to copy Ace Aviation, but you could almost call it common knowledge pretty much. But I just want to iterate it because it would really help out. So I'm thinking that's probably where I'm going to go with that, mainly during the flight portion, the cruise. But definitely go check out Ace Aviation. He's a huge inspiration, and he really does do a great job with all of his trip ports and all the content he makes. He's a very good YouTuber, and he really is once again, a big inspiration. He just makes great stuff. I mean, there's not much more to it than that. He's really consistent. He's very, you just know what you're going to get. You know you're going to get good stuff. He's very consistent in that category, and that's just what I love. He's always going to produce quality content. So make sure you go check him out. He does great things. And then also some fellow friends, Gemini Jets 13, Citrus Aviation. You know, you have your Aviation Blue Text. I named them all in the Retro DFW Airport update, so if you're really that curious, you can go check that out, which was a pretty cool video, so I definitely would if you had the time. But I also want to talk about, I just want to say thank you guys for the support. This is so fun for me to just come on here and talk about what I love. I don't get to do it here in where I live, really, because there's nobody that's interested, and once again, going to the airport's not easy to see my friends, so it's not easy to do this, but being able to do something is amazing, and talking to you guys and seeing you guys watch and everything, the statistics are crazy that I have 20,000 minutes of watch time every month now, and hopefully we can keep it up there. But that's just crazy to think that there's that many people watching a day, well, not a day of course, but there's people watching every day and hopefully taking something from it or enjoying it or finding it entertaining, whatever you want to call it. That's just special to me, and I really want to keep that a big purpose on here, is just to take something good. I don't really care for that negative stuff, and I try to keep that non-present here. All we're really focused on here is aviation-related topics, model airplanes, things like that, real-life aviation, and possibly getting back into Flight Simulator X. I don't know if that wasn't really just huge when I tried it, and plus it's long and tiring to edit, so I mean, I would rather spend time editing more pictures than that. Now, one thing I've considered doing, I will say in the MDA tribute, there will be no edited pictures, and that I simply don't have the time to get it out on time. I would love to do it that way, and I would love to have it absolutely perfect, but getting it out when it needs to be out is, in my opinion, worth it over spending a year on it and having it out next year. I don't think that's worth it. But yeah, I've also considered not editing pictures and posting that way. My pictures, in my opinion, are good enough to do that, but I love touching them up. I love cropping them, and just having them all standard in a 16:9 ratio really just is what it is for me. When I get going, I'm usually really good at editing, but I've always even considered hiring editors, but I don't have the funds for that. I don't work or anything. Well, I do during the summer, but I don't have a consistent job to where that's possible, and it's not like money grows on trees or anything. So yeah, definitely something to consider in the future, but as of right now, in my present state, that is definitely just. And I'm trying to think if I have more to talk. I am going to talk just briefly about what I want to do next summer real quick. Once again, model airports are going to be a big presence. I'm not discontinuing that by any means. That's my main focus. Once again, they will go into November, and then hopefully we'll come back. I'm hoping that we travel spring break, but I'm not going to confirm that because I don't know. So hoping for that, and then going through with that, possibly the Psycho AV. Hopefully that turns into a consistent deal that you guys really like to see that. There'll always be the one-off video types of videos, and then I can't say off the top of my head if there's going to be anything more to it than that. Besides, I'm going to, the one-off stuff, there'll be quite a few of those, so definitely don't worry. There'll always be stuff to watch here. I'm going to try to upload 3 times a week, but I'm not going to guarantee that. Like with the airports and trip ports, it's going to have to be 3 times a week. I haven't got September schedule done yet. Haven't got it all lined up. The Psycho Ape Geek video, there'll be something. I actually have my whole calendar from February all written down. Well, it's obviously my whole schedule, but I have every video written down, so I think that's pretty cool, and maybe I'll share that at some point later on. For maybe, I do have big plans for future anniversaries. I have a lot of old stuff that I want to share that's really freaking cool, and there's still more to come. I mean, who knows what could happen. I mean, anything, it's possible, but yeah, there'll be a lot of one-off stuff, I'm sure, just from looking at the last summer and going forward. But it was honestly an amazing summer. I did not anticipate it going as well as it did, and I'm still pretty happy with where we're at this point. So not much more to it than that. And 40 minutes. With the chop down, it'll probably be at least 35. But yeah, I hope you guys like the editing style. I kind of just chopped it up. If you watched this far, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. There's a lot to go over, especially with the airports and everything. There's just a lot to go over, so I'm definitely going to. It was fun to make, I'll be honest. I kind of enjoyed going on about that because I normally don't get to do that very often, but I gave you guys the itinerary. I kind of gave you guys what to expect, hopefully in great detail, because that all mainly came off the top of my head. So yeah, besides that, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. You're not going to want to miss it here. This is the future, in my opinion, and I think that we're going to do great things. I hope you guys all have a fantastic rest of your day. There is a ton of videos to watch if you still have time, and thank you for sticking around this far if you have. I know most people don't have time like this. Heck, I don't have time to be watching other stuff right now, but I will try to do my best. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys all have a fantastic rest of your day. Red River Aviation.